So here's an old 8x10 that my dad did years ago. He spent most of his professional painting career in Manitoba, and he had a lot of fond memories. Well, fond memories. He had memories of Stooks, and these are called Stooks. This is something that was done before all of our modern machinery was around. In the 60s, even I remember seeing Stooks on the prairies. Not that many, they were fading out, but in this case, scythes were actually used to harvest wheat. And he has memories of doing this in Holland during the Second World War. Going out and helping one of the farmers that he lived with for a while. Anyway, this is a painting from Manitoba, and it was kind of cool. I remember he's done several paintings of Stooks over his career, and I thought this was kind of interesting. What I wanted to point out to you really was my dad's ability to use color, and he called himself an impressionist, which yes, he was. Not too rough, not too close to abstract, but what I really liked, his palette was a little different than mine. Of course, I got my start from him and his knowledge, and him sharing his knowledge with me. He was very willing to do that, and I was a willing student. Although it took decades before I actually, started on my own path. But I wanted to show you something regarding his work as a colorist, and I'm going to try to do this gently. I use yellow ochre and burnt sienna and raw umber. Those are pretty much my earth tones. I'll go into cadmiums, but I hesitate to mix them too much with the earth tones. Especially raw sienna, which is what my dad used quite a bit. Raw sienna easily becomes chalky and washed out when you add white to it, as does yellow ochre actually. But he managed to work with these things quite well, and I'm just, that's fine, that's interesting, but I wanted to zoom in here and show that even though backed off the painting looks quite golden and yellow, you can see he's got almost straight burnt sienna. He's got cobalt blue and alizarin crimson on the shady side. Even a shot right there of, that would be probably maybe some straight ultramarine blue. You've got, that's phthalo blue right there. Let's back up. Another shot of it. Phthalo blue, probably in a bit of viridian green. Stuff I rarely use. That's almost straight viridian green. So, even though the painting is fairly golden, that's how he made it rich. He wasn't afraid to put just a few strokes here and there. And he would often say to me, one stroke or two strokes of this is great. But just because one or two is great does not mean 3 or 4 are even better. Very controlled man regarding this, very disciplined. His hills, he often used viridian green and burnt sienna, using the burnt sienna to take down the viridian green in chroma a little bit. And it worked very well for him. Anyway, I have a lot of fond memories of a lot of the work that he did. And I just wanted to show you how brazen he was to just throw in a few very direct and sharp colors. Of course, you can see the signature. Yeah, you can see where I get my signature from. It's very similar. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today, but I did want to show you that. I'll show you more of his own work interspersed with my painting videos. Have a good night. Hope you had a good Sunday. Bye bye.